Hello everybody, welcome back. I am TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the answer video for the Q&A for the 2,000 subscriber special I released about a week ago. I'm now going to answer all those questions. Now, originally I said I was never going to do one of these Q&A things again, but you know, I'm going to give it another shot. They're just a lot of work, and like I have to think really hard with the questions, and I try to give the best answers and all that. And I hope you guys enjoy this video that I put together. It is one of the harder videos that I have to do because of all like the different sites I have to look at for like the questions and then the recording and everything. And you know, like eventually maybe I'll do it for like every 1,000 subscribers or something. I'll do another Q&A or something like that. But anyway, for now guys, this is the 2,000 subscriber Q&A. And we will begin shortly. Now, the first thing I would like to say is that the majority of these questions are about Pokemon. The majority of the questions I received were about Pokemon, and the second most was about like personal questions. And then I only received like one question about the Elder Scrolls, which was over on the PlayStation side. I was asked over there, and that basically I'll answer that question right now. The question was, do you think the Elder Scrolls 6 will be announced this year, or do you think it will be arriving soon? I really hope so. Especially because most of my channel is about the Elder Scrolls 6 and speculating for the Elder Scrolls and all that, and that's pretty much what the majority of my channel is about, besides Pokemon. So like that is something that's highly important to me. I do think Fallout 4 will be announced instead. However, Obsidian is no longer making Fallout games, so I believe Bethesda actually may drop it to be able to do the Elder Scrolls, because the Elder Scrolls is actually their main series, not really Fallout. Fallout is just kind of like their other series that they help work on and all that stuff, but Obsidian's no longer working on it, so I believe Fallout might actually be completely scrapped. I mean, I feel bad for the Fallout fans, but that might be true. I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is announced this year at the E3 2015 conference. I hope it is. But Fallout 4 is also in question. I believe that if this is going to be announced, if they're going to announce Fallout 4, then this is going to be the last Fallout I believe that they're going to have, unless it, you know, creates such a big boom like Skyrim did. If it becomes such a great game like that, then maybe they'll continue it. But as for that, I really hope so. I really hope they do announce it, and that's pretty much all I have for that question. But yeah, that's it for the Elder Scrolls questions. But now we're gonna move on to all the other questions, the personal and the Pokemon and the Twitter and all like the YouTube questions and all that stuff you guys have asked me. But yes, let's delve into this now, shall we? I mean, I'm not gonna go down in any kind of order or anything. I'm just gonna go down a list basically that I have written out here of all your guys' questions. So anyway, first up is from Patrick Van Beveren. I believe I pronounced that right. But anyway, he asked, what do you think about Gary, Paul, and Trip? Who's your favorite rival for Ash? I have to say I'm tied between Paul and Gary. Nostalgia reasons, I say probably Gary. I probably like and favor him more. But in terms of rival, who was a better rival, I have to say that they really developed Paul better as a rival. So that's pretty much my answer for that. But yeah, it's a tie between them. But in terms of like who I technically favor, I have to say probably Gary. But like in terms of rival, I have to say Paul. Alright, so anyway, the next question he asked was, what is your PlayStation name? What is my gamer tag? It is, okay, the one I mainly use is Soda Sprite. As you can see in these videos and these clips, is that I'm playing as Soda Sprite. That is my main gamer tag that I play as. And yes, before you ask in the comment section below, I do love soda and I do love Sprite. That is one of my favorite sodas. But anyway, yes, in my second account that I use is TheChornick. It's not TheChornick, it's just the word CHornick with a capital C. You guys will find all of my gamer tags in my channel description, or maybe I'll post some of them in the description below, maybe below this video. But anyway, yeah, so please guys, if you have any if you have a PlayStation 3, then go add me, because you know, what are you doing with your life if you're not adding TheChornick, you know, in your friends list? Like, you're missing out, boy. Anyway, alright, we're gonna go on to the next question. Now the next question was from Volk. I believe, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I believe I will pronounce it Volk. But okay, he asked if I would Skype anytime soon and perhaps like do some videos and stuff. And I have received these kind of questions before from multiple different people. And in terms of Pokemon, which is what he's hinting to, I believe that a group of 4 is what I'm currently with. I'm with Tyrone, Dane, and KG, and we're pretty much filled. I mean, I think 4 is enough for a group. And I think KG and Dane and Tyrone have already stressed this before, is that I think we're done in terms of collaborating with other people. I think we're just going to be a group of 4 of us. But if you, Volk, if you want to do anything about like Call of Duty or whatever, or any other video game, or whatever you can think of that you would like to do a collab with. If any of you guys want to do a collaboration with me, if you want to be featured on my channel, if you want to, you know, talk about some video game with me, I'll gladly do that. I think we could become good friends that way. But in terms of Pokemon wise, I think my group with KG, Tyrone, and Dane, we're pretty much covered on that. And every once in a while, we might have a special guest with us in terms of talking with about Pokemon. But if you guys like really want to collaborate with me on videos and stuff, and any video game besides Pokemon, I bet I could be able to do that for you. I mean, I'd gladly have you guys on my channel. I mean, like, I would love to have more people on here. I think it'll be interesting and neat, and that'd be cool. But anyway, I hope I answered your question there. But yes, if you guys wanted to do Pokemon, well, I think we're pretty much booked, unless we have like a special guest kind of episode. But anyway, I hope I answered the question. On to the next one. Now, the next question came from Darren Poke, and Darren Poke asks, what software do you use to record and edit? Alright, well, there's actually a couple different things I use to do so. The main software I use and to capture like video games like such, like as you can see in front of you, I use the Roxio HD game capture. It works okay. It's done me well. It's not the best of quality, and it's not like the best of, you know, the world, I guess you could say. It's not, you know, the best one out there, but it does its job. I say it's done its job for me, and I mean, I enjoyed using it. I guess it's been good enough that I've kept on using it. But that's the majority of the time. For the majority of my videos, I've used the Roxio game capture and the software, the Roxio editing software, and that's what I do for most of my videos. I'm actually using it right now to edit this video. Sometimes I use Pinnacle Studio, and sometimes I even use a basic movie maker. But that just depends on like what I have at the moment or what's available to me. But that's basically what I mainly use. I mean, I also use like Audacity and other like voice programs I think might make my voice sound better or more clear, or I like to amp up different aspects of different things. But like in the majority of it, then Roxio is what I mainly use. And I hope I answered your question there. Next question comes from Jan Itor. Now, Janitor asked, is there any other anime or show that you watch that you might /plan to make future videos of? Now, that's actually something I've been trying to do. I'm trying to get to that eventually. Once I have more time, I'll start to review other shows and probably other video games. I'm actually not really into anime that much though. Like, Pokemon is pretty much it. I know, surprisingly, but Pokemon is pretty much it. That's the only really anime I'll watch. KG, Tyrone, and Dane have been trying to get me to watch other anime and have given me suggestions and all that, but like, Pokemon is pretty much the only anime at the moment that I actually enjoy and all that. I'm actually not really that big of an anime fan. Eventually, maybe if I find some anime that you know, is pleasing to watch, I guess. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should watch, you know, post that in the comment section below. But that's pretty much it. Pokemon's the only anime I watch. In terms of like cartoons, I don't really watch much cartoons either. I do at sometimes, like SpongeBob. I used to watch. I still now watch SpongeBob a whole lot. There's like, you know, Phineas and Ferb. There's like Amazing World of Gumball. There's like, I used to watch like that show called Chowder or whatever. There's like all these cartoons I used to watch, or I used to enjoy, and all that good stuff. But I haven't watched many cartoons. I'm not really a big fan of that. Surprisingly, I know, but like I'm actually more of a fan of reality TV shows. In terms of humor-wise, I have to say that cartoons are a lot better in terms of humor. But like reality TV shows are probably something I'd rather watch. You know, fantasy but reality kind of looking TV shows, if you catch my drift, is what I prefer. If there's one TV show that my sister actually wants to do collaborations on. She wants to review this one TV show with me on YouTube. She wants to review the show called Once Upon a Time. Now, if you have not even seen or heard of this, then you're missing out big time. This show is actually sweet. I know it sounds a little weird, like Once Upon a Time. It sounds like a girl show. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually really sweet. It's really mysterious, and it's all about fairy tales, and it has, like, even Frozen in it. It has all these different, like, fairy tales and, like, fairy tale characters from different, you know, stories and all that, all piled into one show. And eventually, I might actually start reviewing that show. Eventually, I'd also like to start reviewing, you know, sports such as football and basketball and hockey, maybe. You know, so like all the NFL, NCAA, you know, NHL, NBA, all that good stuff. I actually want to start doing that. So anyway, but yeah, hopefully I answered your question there. All right, the next question he asked was, "How old are you?" Now, in terms of these kind of personal questions, I'll reveal more about myself over time. I like keeping that kind of mysteriousness behind me, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, I kind of like keeping it mysterious and, like, eventually give you guys more information about myself. I kind of like keeping it that way. Eventually I'll reveal, like a lot of things to you guys about myself, but I like to keep it kind of mysterious at the moment. I will say this, though, is that I'm actually pretty young. I'm actually younger than the whole Poke Bunch that I'm with. I'm actually younger than KG, Dane, and Tyrone. But not really that young. It's like a year younger. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys could guess how old I am, go guess in the comment section below. A scavenger hunt. Go find the TheChornick's age. Anyway, yeah, so I'll eventually reveal more stuff about myself if you guys really want to. Maybe even a face reveal, even though I have revealed my face multiple times, long time ago. If you guys were one of my earlier subscribers, you would know what I look like. And if you guys still remember what I look like, well, kudos to you, because you guys, I mean, how could you forget my face, honestly? But anyway, yeah, that will probably be a future video once I get a better camera. The reason why I took down the videos that I was featuring my face in was because the videos were really poor quality, and you can't see me in all my awesome good looks, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, that's it for that question, but let's move on to the next question he asked. Now the next question he asked is, what video games, if any, are you excited for in 2015, or maybe even the year next? Are you excited for E3 2015? Yes, I am. Now, I stated that in the beginning of this video. I am excited for whatever Bethesda reveals. I hope they reveal the Elder Scrolls 6. That is the game I'm looking forward to. If they do reveal a Fallout 4 game, I'd probably actually look forward to that too. Now, I haven't played any Fallout games yet, but I'm actually looking forward to playing one. So, whatever game they do reveal, I will love to play that game. Another game I'm looking forward to is the next Treyarch Call of Duty game. And in my opinion, I think Treyarch makes the best Call of Duty games, mainly because of the zombies, and I think that they generally have a better story and better multiplayer and better overall, just everything. And, I mean, Infinity Ward originally had the best Call of Duty games, but I think Treyarch kind of took the scene now. I think Treyarch makes the better ones. I still go back and play Black Ops 2 a lot. In this video, you can see I'm playing Call of Duty Ghosts, which was from Infinity Ward. But I actually like Call of Duty, like Black Ops 2, World at War even a lot better. World at War was actually my favorite game, and that's actually the one that got me into the Call of Duty series. I mean, I played Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty 4, but what really got me into the Call of Duty series was Call of Duty 5, which was Call of Duty World at War. I cannot wait for the next game, especially because I know it's going to have zombies, and it's Treyarch, and it's going to be the, you know, It's going to be a great Call of Duty game. Hopefully, I believe in Treyarch will make it a great game, especially because they had 2 years now to do it, because now Sledgehammer is in the mix of making these Call of Duty games. So Treyarch has now had 2 years to do it. It is now a 2-year worked on game, and you know, instead of just a 1-year you know, worked on game like in the past Call of Duty. So it's gonna be really interesting. Treyarch has something to live up for right now, since they had these 2 years to do it, and Infinity Ward next year is gonna have, you know, now had 2 years to make the next either Ghost game or the next whatever they decide to do. But anywho, yeah, they now all have 2 years to make Call of Duty games. So these next Call of Duty games are going to have now 2 years in development instead of 1. So I think that might actually be better for the series in general, because it has been going downhill. But anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Those are like the 2 main games that I am looking forward to. Oh, and also Last of Us 2. I'm looking for a Last of Us 2 game. That will be awesome if that's announced. That's all I have to say about that. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, his final question was, what music did you use in the subscriber special? That was the airship theme from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That's my favorite song from that game, and I decided to use it for my 2,000 subscriber special video, in which I asked you guys for your questions, and then now here I am answering them. But yeah, the song in that video I used was the airship theme remix, which was featured in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I think that was just the best song from that, and I love the song, so that's what I used. So there, I answered your question. Whew! Alright, I need to stretch for a minute. These are a lot of questions, and we're not even like halfway done. So I told you guys this is just a lot of work. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next question. Now the next question is from Purple Vortex, and Purple Vortex asked, what do you think will happen when Ash has to leave Kalos? People are gonna say goodbye. He should probably win the Pokemon League. It's about freaking time. And then, you know, that's pretty much what should happen. Now the next couple of questions is kind of like, you know, stringing to this. He asked, do you think Serena will continue to travel with Ash? Will she finally tell him how she feels and kiss him? I have to say that I don't think she's gonna continue traveling with Ash at this point. Maybe if there's a season after the Pokemon League, like there was in, you know, Black and White, then maybe they could have like another little journey. Clement has hinted at only like him journeying with Ash until the end of the Pokemon League, since the beginning of the series. But in terms of Serena, I think she'll leave along with Bonnie and Clement, and I have to say that would be true if she doesn't become like Kalos Queen or whatever. If she becomes Kalos Queen, then she'll probably have to stick behind and, you know, fulfill more of her Kalos Queen, whatever it is, dreams and all that, because, you know, it's even titled Kalos Queen. It's not like the Earth Queen or whatever. So like she can't travel around the Earth and be, you know, that's not what she's aiming for. She's aiming to be the Kalos Queen. So she probably needs to stay in Kalos, and that's what I have to say. Now, in terms of her revealing her feelings about Ash, I think that she will in the very end. I don't think about the kissing part, but, you know, maybe they'll hug or whatever, and she'll probably reveal her feelings about to him then. That's probably where the Amore shipping will actually become canon, if Ash actually like reveals some feelings back to her or something like that. But I don't think that's gonna. I don't think anything canonized would happen until the very end of the series when they leave. And I think that's actually the best way they can handle it. Honestly, I think that's probably what they're going to do if they're going to canonize this shipping. But anyway, that's it for those questions. Now let's move on to the next question. The Archer Cat asked. It sounds like I'm saying a bad word. Asked, do you think Ash will evolve his Frogadier into Greninja? Yes. Yes, I do. I think it's obvious that they should. They obviously should. Alright, next question was from Dawson Miller. Dawson Miller asked, do you watch Red vs. Blue? And if you do, what is your favorite part? I do not watch Red vs. Blue. I believe you're talking about like the YouTube. I have heard of it, but like I don't watch it. The next question is, do you think that the final episode of Ash's journey with that everyone who has ever impacted him will be there when he becomes a Pokemon Master? You know, like basically what he's saying is like, will everyone be in that episode after he becomes a Pokemon Master? I don't think everyone will be there. I think a lot of people will, especially probably all the Kalos people, all the Kalos like friends and all that good stuff. I think Brock may return and like maybe a couple other companions. But besides that, I think most of Ash's companions will probably be watching over the television, or at least be mentioned in some way, or in a flashback of some way. But I don't think, I sadly think that they are not going to have all the characters there, because then they're going to have all these dialogues, all these different voices that they'll have to like cover for all these different characters. And you could, I guess you could see there what I'm trying to say is that they're going to have to, it's going to be a huge working project to have all those characters. I know it's like the end of Pokemon and the big what happened, and you know, and perhaps they will, you know, they will do it maybe, but I doubt it. I think that, you know, most of them will be there, but not all of them. Alrighty then, some questions from Lucas Khan. Now Lucas Khan asked, break down how you reckon Serena's mother would react to Serena's new looks. Do you think she'd point out the ribbon? How you reckon Serena and Ash will react upon that? I think her mom will be startled, obviously. I can't really say much about it. I think she'll be startled by it and probably ask Serena why she did it. But I think she'd also be proud of Serena for having this new change, I guess you can say. As you guys know, I hate the new look. I don't like it. But you know, it's tolerable, I guess, for me for now. But if they keep it like that, I'm literally gonna get pissed off. But anyway, okay, so, but like, in terms of the ribbon, if she points out the ribbon, all I can really see is maybe Serena blushing at that fact that her mom pointed out the ribbon. And I don't think, even, like, if Ash is present in the room when she points out the ribbon, maybe, like, Serena would say, you know, like, oh, Ash gave it to me as a gift or whatever, and then Ash may either blush, or he would do that weird rubbing of his nose, you know what I'm talking about, like the weird rubbing under his nose kind of gesture. Like, he tends to do that every time, like, Serena compliments him, or every time he compliments Serena, or, like, talks about her or whatever, he always, like, rubs his nose for some reason. So, the next question he asked was basically, do you think more shipping will ever be canonized? If so, in what way do you see this actually happening? Oh my gosh, I've been asked this question so many times. I bet everybody's been asked this question multiple times. As I said before, I don't think more shipping will be officially canonized until the very end of the series. Like I said before, not until Serena reveals her true feelings, which I don't think is going to happen until the end of the series. And that they actually might just handle it like that. I don't think it's going to be canonized and official until the very end of the series, and that's maybe they'll like hug, or maybe that's when Ash reveals his like true feelings or whatever. But that's basically what I'm looking at. I don't think it's gonna be officially canonized until the very end. You know, but to say the least, I think that if it is going to be canonized, that's probably where it's gonna be at. Alright, so the next question he asked is, in terms of boxing, he put it in like brackets, are you going to watch Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather, the biggest fight of the century? Well, I don't watch boxing, but just because you mentioned that, I might look into that. But who knows, maybe I'll go watch that. But anyway, alright, let's move on to the next question, and this next question is from my sister herself, and she asked me, what are the 3 coolest things about your older sister? Alright, 1, 2, and 3 are all nothing. Those are the 3 coolest things. Nothing. Alright, next question is from Yaquelin Carresco. I might have pronounced that right. I hope I did, because that sounded sweet. Yaquelin Carresco. Anyway, in the Pokemon anime, what is your favorite series? by far, X and Y. I felt like Black and White was way too stupid. Honestly, I thought Black and White was just a little. I thought the Pokemon. I think Pokemon went downhill. Like it went in the valley when Black and White came. And even Diamond and Pearl, I didn't really watch that much because that's actually the series that got me uninterested in Pokemon. I watched some of it, but like I didn't really like it. That's actually what started making me not like Pokemon anymore, and then X and Y is kind of what got me back into Pokemon. So I have to say X and Y is by far the best series. Alrighty then. So the next question comes from Karthik G. Subia. I think that's how I pronounce the name. And he asked, in the recent episode when Ash commanded Goodra to use Dragon Breath, it used Dragon Pulse instead. Do you think Pulse replaced Breath, or was it just added to the moveset? I think it did replace it, mainly because Ash told Goodra to use Dragon Breath, but it used Pulse instead, like as if it didn't know Breath, you know, and it just chose a move that's, you know, the most similar, which was Dragon Pulse. So I do believe that it did replace Breath. So until we're shown otherwise, I do believe that. The next one he asked was your favorite 6 Pokemon from all the regions. Wow, I think that's for like a video of its own. But 3 Pokemon I could think of at the top of my head that I really like and probably are one of my favorites is Gengar, Raichu, and Heracross. I love those 3 Pokemon. But those are the 3 I could think of off the top of my head. The next question he asked was, do you think Ash will release Goodra? I know this has been a rumor that's been going around for a really, really long time, and Dane is the guy that's responsible for this theory, and a lot of people are like hating on him for it. But it looks like it's true, and it does look like Goodra's leaving. I don't believe he'll be gone for good, but it does look like he is going to be leaving, sadly. But do I think he's going to release him? Right now, I'm still holding on to my hopes, but I think it is true. I think he is going to be releasing him. There's just a lot of evidence for the fact that he actually might be releasing him. The next question was Goodra overpowering in the recent episode? Yeah, heck he was. Yeah, you bet. He was overpowering. Alright, now on to the next question. The next question comes from Kendall Green. Kendall Green asked, what is your favorite school subject? Favorite school subject? I'm really interested in business, so I have to say anything business-wise. And I'm really interested in business. I have to also say that I really like engineering. I also really like video making. That's why I'm on YouTube, is that I love making videos. I used to be in a lot of classes that had to deal with movie making and videography and all that good stuff, and I enjoy those kinds of classes. The next question he asked was, out of all of Ash's Pokemon, which 4 do you like the most? Which 4 do I like the most out of all of Ash's Pokemon? I like Heracross, I like Pikachu, I wish he kept that Haunter and evolved it into a Gengar. I really like Charizard. I love his Charizard. I mean, it's Ash's most powerful Pokemon next to Pikachu. But those are probably my favorite Pokemon. I know I'm kind of being I'm trying to think of the 4th one. I have to say probably Goodra. I have to say probably Goodra. But that's all I can think of up the top of my head. But yes, I will eventually, like I said before, release probably a video dedicated to showing all my favorite Pokemon and all that, in probably the nearby future, perhaps. Alright, his last question was, what is your dream job? Now, okay, my dream job, I'd like to become an entrepreneur. I really want to own my own business. I don't know exactly what yet. I'm kind of owning my own business technically by having this YouTube channel. But yes, I eventually would like to own my own business. Originally, me and some friends wanted to own a gaming industry, you know, and make some video games or something, but I don't actually really know what I exactly want to do, what exactly business I want to be. Eventually, maybe I'd even do some marketing. I think I'd do awesome in marketing. But, you know, that's something I gotta think about for my future and all that good stuff. But in terms of my dream job, I have still yet to exactly find that out. Next question is from Sonji31. He asked, my question is, do you think that the X and Y series is the last series of the Pokemon anime? If Ash becomes Pokemon Master, then quite possibly. But I actually don't think so, because the series is just it just keeps going, and it might have some other different characters or whatever, but I don't think it's gonna end. These next couple questions are from Twitter. First question posted was from Madeline Lee, and she asked, what is life? What's life? Okay, now, I'm not gonna say some weird crap like, oh, life, the meaning of life is to die or anything like that, because that's just weird. Okay, you know what, this kind of intrigues me. Like, I kind of want to do some life advice series or something, because I think that would be pretty neat to do. You know, like, that's like the pros of Q&As, is that it gives me ideas of what to do in the future, or like ideas of what I could possibly do. But in terms of, to answer your question, what is life? Basically, to me, life is basically for you to enjoy making your own story with what you're given. And I believe everything happens for a reason, and you gotta live to their fullest, and that is the meaning of life. And you're given life because you have a role in this world to fill. And, you know, there's a purpose for why you are here, and I strongly believe that, and that's the meaning of life, is that you're supposed to live. You're part of a role. You're part of a story, and you're supposed to act out your own story, and you best be enjoying it, because that's the meaning of life right there. But that's what I have to basically say in briefness. But maybe I'll go into depth with the meaning of life in a different video later down the road. Next post was from the Red Emperor, and he asked, do you think Bonnie will understand the feelings Serena has for Ash? You know what, I think eventually she may. I mean, maybe she eventually see Serena making some, like, she would notice Serena blushing or Serena acting weird around Ash, maybe. I think she eventually will find out. Or maybe perhaps Serena will even tell her, but I think so, yeah. Next question is from Vaive. I believe I pronounced your name right. They asked, top 5 quick tips for someone starting out as a YouTuber. Ooh, there's another video I could make. There's another series of videos I can make. Alright, I'll give you a little bit of advice right here. When you're starting off as a YouTuber, do something that not really many people are doing. For example, like when I started off doing YouTube, I noticed that there was no really little speculation on the Elder Scrolls and the future of the franchise, and I realized that there was like none. There's no Elder Scrolls 6 videos, really, or channels based upon it. So I thought I could take that role, and I did, and I started gaining subscribers for it, and people started liking the videos and all that, and that's how I started getting big. Then I started doing Pokemon anime reviews because I didn't think many people were doing them. And eventually I heard about, you know, KG, Dane, and Tyrone, and eventually we formed a group, and, you know, here we are today, and we're growing pretty big. And find stuff, and then find something specific, and be passionate about it. Do something you love to do, because if you do something you love to do, you'll eventually become successful in it. Don't try to do something you don't love to do, and don't try to do videos you don't want to do, because you're not going to be that happy with them in the end. And you're not gonna grow as big, and you're not gonna be happy with yourself. And never ever give up. Hey, even I was in your position once. You know, I had no subscribers at one point, or I was only gaining 1 a week at one point. You know, and eventually I kept at it. I kept with my goal, and I kept at it. And you know, and do something you love, and then people and rewards will come your way. It's kind of like the idea that that you're doing something fun and you're focusing on what you love to do, and then everything else that you might worry about will fall into place. And trust me, that's just gonna happen. I'll probably release a video dedicated to, you know, maybe this topic. I'll give you guys more tips and stuff in the future, perhaps. But yeah, thanks for asking for that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Those are all the questions. Oh my gosh, we're finally done. But thanks, guys, for all those questions. I loved them. I love doing this for you guys. I love making videos for you guys. Thanks for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers. Thanks for helping me reach my goals. Every little thing you guys do, all together helps me out in a big way. And I can't thank you guys enough. I love you all, and I hope that you guys will continue watching me in the future. Thanks for watching. I love you all. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video I make, and peace out! Thank you very much.